Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a monster analysis on Froma. So if you've logged into the game recently, you would see there's a breeding event for Froma. So the way this event works is if you successfully manage to breed Wasper, or Zygar, or Golgi, and you can get these three monsters, one of these three monsters, by combining Pixeline with Lord Moltes. You should know that you could substitute Pixeline for Galante Jr., or you can substitute Lord Moltes for Urkitus, but you can't do the both breeding jokers together, okay? Just want to make that clear. Anyhow, if you're able to get any one of those three, you'll obtain a quest key which unlocks a survival dungeon, where then you can unlock cells for the brand new monster Froma, who's a brand new mythic monster. And then every time you successfully get one of these monsters, you also get 15 Froma cells. And so anyhow, with that being said, let's do a monster analysis on this monster. So, Froma is a magic support monster with evasion and positive effect removal skills. That was pretty fast, now that we have a mythic monster that can remove positive effects, but I guess we'll see whether it's the regular skills or the ultimate skill or what. She can help her allies by removing their negative effects or giving them evasion. Nice, cleansing and evasion, but she can also disable an enemy's trait at the same time she applies curse to it. That is sounding pretty good. Okay. Froma has an evolving trait. She's immune to possession at rank 0, she's hardened at rank 1, and becomes status caster of area stamina region rank 3. That is awesome. Trait-wise, I am super impressed with this trait. And just from this little description, I'm looking forward to Froma, but let's see. Let's scroll all the way up and let's see the lore behind Froma. Villains have a conscience too. Malaire sometimes feels bad about all the trouble he causes to innocent monsters. You know, just tiny things he feels guilty about, like constantly trying to destroy the world, stealing their most precious belongings, that kind of stuff. One day, as he looked at his cabinet of stolen treasure, he thought, if my mother were alive, she would be anything but proud. He sighed and started to walk away. Suddenly, something inside the cabinet started to tremble. Malaire turned, but all he could see was a sparkly powder floating from the cabinet. He was used to seeing unusual magic effects in his hideout, so he shrugged and kept walking. However, months after the significant incident, the supervillain's hideout doorbell rang. Malaire opened the door and his jaw dropped to the floor. It was one of the greatest sorcerers there ever was, Froma, or as he would call her, Mama. The last time he'd seen his mother was at her funeral. Young man, don't think I don't know what you've become. You've become a shame to my legacy, she said, and without waiting for his answer, she turned around and started walking. Dang, that is savage. It's just like, hey, son, I'm disappointed in you. Okay, bye. Mama, you're alive. How? Where are you going? Said an astonished Malaire. I'm going to restore my honor. I refuse to be remembered for, well, you... Oh my gosh, that hurts. She said in utter disgust and walked away into the night. Mama, wait, forgive me, but Froma never looked back at him. Wow, this is some crazy lore. They better be in the Family's book. Wow, I don't see them in the Family's book. Winter Female Spirits Quest. Malaire here could be the Family's book. I feel like they can add a sentence and be like, and that's when Malaire became Forsaken, and then, oh yeah, no, let's not talk about Forsaken monsters. Okay, so Froma, let's talk about stats. Froma has a life stat of 53,081, and currently of all the mythic monsters, it is the least. So, lowest life stat of all the mythic monsters. Power stat is also not that great. 5,368 in terms of the mythic monsters. It's tied with Cat UFO, which is the lowest of the 6 mythic monsters currently released. But that speed stat, this is officially the fastest monster in the game. Froma with a speed stat of 4875. That is faster than Cat UFO with 4840. So 35 more points, so we have the fastest monster currently in the game. And I already talked about the trait. Oh wait, that's wrong, right? It says stun immunity hardened. I believe it's possession immunity? Let's see. I already here, right? Where is it? I lost it already. Possession at rank 0. So I'm pretty sure because it's a magic monster, it's gonna be possession immunity, not stun immunity. Hardened in area stamina region. I like the area stamina region, especially with all the relics that drain stamina and everything. And I also will say though that to an extent the status caster doesn't matter if it's just gonna be removed by a positive effect removal, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. This monster can hold a staff relic, so some ways to recover stamina, some ways to drain enemy stamina. You could also hold the amulet relic, awesome. Well, actually, when I'm thinking through the amulets, there's not that many great amulets. Well, at least maybe you don't have access to them. Like, unless you have some diamonds. Yeah, I don't know if there's any real good gold ones or silver ones to choose from. But anyhow, let's go down. Let's talk about skills. So tier 1 skills, we have Froma'S Chosen, removes all negative effects from an ally, applies precision to an ally, Super straightforward skill. It's just a cleansing skill with increased accuracy. Excuse Me 2 is the next skill we have. This skill removes positive effects from one enemy, deals low magic damage to one enemy, removes positive effects from one enemy. So we have positive effect removal twice. Okay, so we already have the Wormlad-like skill that removes positive effects twice. So if an enemy monster has evasion and positive effects blocked, hey, it's gone. Okay. Dream Again removes all negative effects from all allies, applies life regen to all allies. Very nice cleansing skill that also gives life regen. Lady of the Beginnings applies evasion to all allies, so your whole team gets evasion, they're protected. And considering this monster is super fast, you know, this is gonna be, I can see this monster being like, from the Mythic monsters right now, which is what I've seen. You know, you rune this one with your 3 speed runes, you have him go first, you have him set evasion, and you're pretty good to go. At least, again, just comparing Mythic monsters. I'm not comparing them to the current legendary monsters in the game. Fantasy Drip removes positive effects from all enemies. Okay. Deals low magic damage to all enemies. Okay. Applies stamina leak to all enemies. Okay. So the fact that we already have an AoE positive effect removal, it's like, wow, that was really fast. Yeah, so if you guys have seen any of my videos, my biggest issue when I use Armor Claw is that I literally can't do anything, right? I can't attack because if the enemy team has evasion, what am I gonna do? I can't do anything to them. But now this monster, theoretically, if you wanted to, compared to legendary monsters, you don't need to run speed runes, right? You could run your Froma with 2 allies having team speed. Froma would still go first if you give Froma like 3 strength runes. All you have to do is do Fantasy Drip and attack. Yeah, it's low magic damage, but you're removing the positive effects, so the whole evasion thing, that won't be an issue. And then because you can hold the staff and you're doing an AoE, maybe you do like Oblation Staff and you drain stamina or something. So that's mighty powerful, especially the way Mythics run right now is pretty much going to be run as attackers, all strength. So until the meta kind of like changes and we get more Mythics released, I feel like Froma'S going to dominate a little, just with running those strength runes and just blasting everyone with Fantasy Drip. My magic trait deals moderate magic damage, and we already have a trait disable as well. Trait disable plus curse, 40 damage. Yeah, the good thing about this monster is the attacks aren't that strong and the power output aren't that strong. But I'm already seeing these like powerful skills, removing positive effects twice, trait disabling, removing positive effects, and then applying this and that and this. Wow. The ultimate, like a wild bird, applies Pierce to itself. We already have Pierce, okay, but it's an ultimate, I guess. Deals moderate magic damage to all enemies. Trait disables all enemies, removes Pierce. So you get a guaranteed Pierce. You get a guaranteed trait disable, essentially, thanks to the Pierce. Doesn't matter what positive effects the enemy has, you're gonna be like, let me trait disable everyone. Overall, I gotta say, I like the magic monster. It's always so weird only talking about 6 skills now, instead of like, gosh, what was it before? 12 skills, 16 skills sometimes? So, it's definitely different. If I was to run Froma, right now, as of the time recording this video, like I said, I would run Froma as an attacker, even though compared to other Mythic monsters, he doesn't have the highest. He has actually one of the lowest powers, right? Tied with Cat UFO. I would still run him as an attacker. I would rely on Fantasy Drip, because that's something the other ones can't do. I would also run my magic trait. I would run, what else would I run? Move positive effects. I would run Excuse Me 2, the double removal, especially because if you're still battling legendaries and they can, like, you know, Wormlad, when Wormlad revives someone right now and does positive effects removal or positive effects block and evasion, you literally can't touch whatever monster he revives. But from Excuse Me 2 and whatever monster Wormlad just revived, you can kill them. So that's gonna give you an advantage. In the future though, I can see this monster being run as either 3 speed or being run as team speed, and then just using this monster mostly for the team evasion. For Dream Again, the cleansing, the removing negative effects, life regen, I can see that. I can see this skill being used for Excuse Me 2. Because even against, if you're still battling Wormlads in the future, like this skill will still kill whoever monster gets revived from Wormlad. So that'll be good. So Dream Again, Lady of the Beginnings, Excuse Me 2. And I would probably run the single trait disable skill, my magic trait. I think those would be my top 4 skills. I don't think in the future you'll need a skill like Fantasy Drip, especially because dodge area monsters I imagine will still be kind of in the game. So I don't see that happening much, Fantasy Drip. I see Fantasy Drip being like a must go-to skill right now, and from being a go-to monster. But in the future, I can see this monster being, again, more of a 3 speed or a team speed. Probably team speed, because there's probably going to be a faster Mythic monster out there. But my magic trait, Dream Again, Lady of the Beginnings, Excuse Me 2, that's the future skill set for if you're watching this video in the future. For the today skill set, it's basically fantasy drip, all you need to rely on, to be honest, with 3 strength runes. Staff, amulet, relics again. Interesting. I like the monster. I love the Monster Legends lore. I love the monster design. Look at that, those those stats fully ranked up. It's always kind of crazy to see, but we're also gonna have to wait and see how easy it becomes to rank up these mythic monsters as more and more gets released. I will admit I'm a little worried because we're already seeing, like I said, the pierce and the positive effect removal twice, and the trait disable and the remove positive effects before doing skills and everything. So I don't know, like, and I've been saying this since the first mythic monsters were released. Like, while I'm super ecstatic the armor claw was made and one of the first mythic monsters, it's also kind of scary to realize like what consequences it'll have moving forward. But nonetheless, I am open to change, so let's just see what this game has to offer. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.